Hydaelyn and Zodiark. For thousands of years, Eorzea has experienced repeated cycles of devastation, umbral eras, and prosperity, astral eras. Recent revelations have shown that this may be a result of a deep-seated conflict between the will of light, Hydaelyn, and the will of darkness, Zodiark. The eras. Eorzea has been defined by periods of growth and prosperity, wherein civilizations have arisen and thrived until being brought down by terrible disasters known as calamities, which, in turn, bring upon ages of darkness known as umbral eras. The most recent calamity occurred a mere 5 years past and constituted a night of destruction which ushered in a period of chaos and uncertainty known as the 7th Umbral Era. This calamity was the result of the fall of Hydaelyn's lesser moon, Dalmud, in the 1572nd year of the 6th Astral Era. Upon the satellite's arrival above the Cartesian fields in central Eorzea, it split apart, revealing the elder primal Bahamut, who, in a fit of incoherent anger, laid waste to anything and everything around him. Up until Dalmud's fall, many 6th Astral Era scholars convinced themselves that the fact that there had already been 6 calamities, each representing one of the 6 elements, that this was proof there would not be a 7th, and that the 6th Astral Era would last indefinitely. However, subsequent study of Gallian Empire legate Niall van Darnus' Meteor Project would eventually lead these scholars to the conclusion that the attack by Bahamut was indeed a calamity, though one not represented by any one element, but rather consisting of all the elements charged astrally. Following much deliberation between scholars and the ruling parties of each of the 4 Eorzean city-states, the consensus was finally made to deem the years following Bahamut's advent the 7th Umbral Era. Ascians. Throughout Eorzean history, whether it be in folklore or myth, there have been mention of dark, shadowless figures known as Ascians, who, with their twisted words, would incite strife between peoples. Most recently teaching the beast tribes of Eorzea how to summon primals and essentially igniting a war spanning multiple continents. According to recent research by the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, there is proof that the calamities, once believed to be natural occurrences, were actually triggered by the crooked scheming of the Ascians in an attempt to bring about a phenomenon known as the rejoining, a form of dimensional compression desired by their deity, Zodiark. But what is dimensional compression? The students of Baldessian and the Scions of the Seventh Dawn have both allocated resources into learning more about the phenomenon. Their findings are as follows. Deep within the astral sea, light and darkness wage a never-ending war against each other. Equal in strength, their battles end in standstill, maintaining balance in the world. However, there was a period when the strength of the darkness grew, disturbing this balance. From within the mother crystal, the will of light, Hydaelyn, passed judgment that darkness should be physically excised from the planet and cast the will of darkness, Zodiark, into space, where it became the moon. However, in doing so, Hydaelyn tore the very dimensional fabric, creating a rift which spawned 14 mirror images, which have since evolved separately from the original. This hypothesis continues by stating that of the 14 parallel dimensions, the original upon which Eorzea exists, 7 have already faded into oblivion at the hands of the Ascians, who, from the safety of Eorzea, work to topple the walls between dimensions, causing them to collapse in on themselves. Their purpose? To regather the aether distributed amongst the 13 mirror planes and concentrate it back to the original, where it can be used to awaken the exiled Zodiark and restore him to his rightful place back within Hydaelyn. This process, compressing 14 dimensions back into one, is what the Ascians refer to as the Ardor, and it most certainly spells destruction of life on Hydaelyn as we know it. Please show some love to Ada, Mullany, Hain, Jolly Joestar, Sarah Zoo, Cub, Dark Griever, and all my wonderful patrons, without whom I would be unable to dedicate the time, energy, and resources I do to my content creation. I can never thank them enough. Now, I hope you will come back and join me again very soon, but until then, as always, thanks for watching.